Good morning. Today is July 7th, 2026. It's Tuesday. Present with us right now is the Jefferson County Road and Bridge, and present with us is Bear Taylor. So if you would lead us off on what's going on in your department, Bear, please.
Morning. What's going on is it keeps raining on us, which has been nice.
Fabulous.
We've been getting good rains this year, not the kind that wash our roads out. So it's been actually beneficial to us. We've been able to blade a few roads without water trucks that we normally would have issues with. A couple of roads that we've bladed recently have packed in a lot tighter than normal with the extra rain. So that's been nice as well. So it's been good. Had to find a few projects to when it's dumping on us to stay busy, but sorry, I'm just thinking of a couple things I forgot to put on here real quick. So just some updates of what's going on. And Commissioner Kirsch was involved in this phone call as well. We did have a meeting with the federal highways, no, the federals, about the flap grant for Cataract Creek. Waiting to hear from them on scheduling a day for a site visit, hopefully around the end of July.
And that should be next year, right?
2028.
28.
I think all the bidding and planning and stuff will happen next
Everything
year.
starts
Yeah.
next year.
So we'll have a site visit and then it'll go through engineers and design and
Environmental.
all those fun channels.
Is that just the bridge?
No.
Not the bridge.
It's
the
not the
washed
bridge.
out area of
Okay.
Saturday Night Hill.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which has gotten mildly worse, but not substantially. I was up there with the dozer a while ago and cleaned up the uphill side of it, so it widened back out, but it's not seeing major damage, but it's not getting any better.
Didn't have any runoff this year either.
We have lately,
With the rain.
with all these rains, there's been a lot of water running down that road, so. Well, down all of our roads, so you can tell which ones need a lot of improvements on their drainage, but. So by the time they get through design, environmental, everything, get it out to bid, they're estimating I say early spring of 2028, but it'll probably be closer to June just because there'll still be snow up there. But that is the current plan. I meant to bring a map and I forgot, but there's been discussion with the speed complaints and issues about adding additional signs in Blue Sky Heights. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but there's about 7 speed limit signs in that subdivision already. A couple of them are in not what I would consider the right place. I don't think that we need to add more signs. I think we need to actually remove a few and then maybe move a couple into a better place where they come in below intersections instead of above intersections. Technically, where we have signs going into both Blue Sky and Forest Park, those speed limit signs cover all the roads within the subdivisions. So we shouldn't have to sign any of it beyond those 2 signs. But with the concerns, it's not a big deal. We've already got signs up. I just want to relocate them, but we wanted to discuss if you had any objections to that. And
As long as
I'd like
they're,
to-
yeah, as long as they're obvious. Those guys that live right there at the bottom, is it Greenwood Trail or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yep.
Those guys actually want a speed limit sign like right in front of their place, so people coming down the hill don't have an excuse to say, I didn't know what the speed limit was, but.
So my plan is to move, there's one above, the next road is, I believe, Whitetail. There's one just before that coming down the hill. It should be on the bottom side of that intersection, so anybody that comes in off of those side roads
See it going down.
That's the last intersection on that road, so anybody coming down other than their next door neighbor would see that sign.
Okay.
And that's the same thing on Rock Ridge. There's one up above a higher intersection as well. So I want to move those 2 down and then eliminate the rest. We don't need 3 25-mile-an-hour signs going up the same road either.
Right, yeah,
So
for sure.
there's a lot of redundancy in there. So as long as there's no objections, we'll move forward with that. But
If you take them off, then you'll get the objections.
well,
The people that live in front of the signs will be like, where'd my sign go?
they shouldn't matter. I mean, I understand their concerns, but
The signs aren't gonna make them drive any slower.
according to MUTCD, which is the federal guidelines, as well as the Montana state signing plan, they want us to limit the amount of signs that are on the roads. They don't want us to just put signs out for the fun of putting signs out.
Right.
So if we better locate those signs to where they're gonna do more good, we should be able to remove the other ones. And the argument that they can't see or didn't know is an invalid argument, because there was
Right.
more than enough signs in those subdivisions.
Did we get the data on that sign machine up there on Greenwood Trail, or have we? got
Yeah,
data?
it's in the reports I emailed you.
Did you look at it yet?
Yeah, so there was 13 or 1,700 cars in a week. Of those, there's only about 100 of them that were going more than 30 miles an hour. There are quite a few going between that 26 and 30 range.
Right.
But that's pretty common, but there's only about 100 violations over 30 miles an hour. Most of those are occurring during the middle of the day.
Okay.
So, but they're pretty sporadic throughout the day. I mean, there are people speeding, but we're talking less than 10%.
Okay.
Cattle guards. We've had a couple of our guys asking about some status updates on a couple of cattle guards we've been having ongoing issues with. The one being on Wicks Road is a Skytop cattle guard. We had the discussion of us cleaning it out for them, even though, because we did fill some of it up with our gravel. The fence that adjoins that cattle guard has been down for about 6 years plus. It's never connected to that cattle guard in the time that I've been here. We were told that they would fix that last year because they only put cows in there every other year. When we're now into 2 seasons since that fence has not been fixed. Cattle guards are considered an encroachment, and if we deem them to be unnecessary or unsafe, then we have the right to remove them. And so I think there needs to be a conversation with Skytop about, are they ever going to get their fence fixed to make it a viable cattle guard? If not, we're going to remove it.
If you want to try to get a hold of Brian, if you can, let me know and I'll try to get a hold of him.
I was going to let you, because he's not a fan of me.
Oh, he's not your fan?
No,
What the heck?
he's called the sheriff on me about that cattle guard before.
Okay. You want me to get a hold of Brian then?
Yeah,
Where's it at on Wicks Road? Just above?
it's the only one. It's about a
Yeah.
quarter mile past the Montana Tunnels Road, or a
Okay.
mile past there, somewhere in that region. He knows which one it is.
Didn't we pull one of their cattle guards last year? They said we didn't need it.
That's the one that we pulled out and cleaned for them because they were complaining.
Oh, I thought we got rid of one, because they said the fence hasn't been connected to it for 10 years and we don't need it
No,
anymore.
that's the one that you had discussed with him about us cleaning,
Okay,
and that we stressed to him that the fence had to be repaired, and they have not done it yet.
did we clean it?
Yes,
Okay.
last summer when.
So we got that one figured out. We just need to figure this one out. If they
No,
need it or
this
not.
is the same cattle
Oh,
guard.
it's the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't pull up the cattle guard? I'm going crazy. I swore it's like before the cattle guard was there and now it's not.
We pulled one at the top of Basin Creek a couple of years ago that
That
the
might be-
Forest Service wanted us to pull out.
Was that a sky top or?
It was,
Yeah.
well, it's Forest Service grazing, and Skytop
Right.
had the grazing rights up
Gotcha.
there. but
Okay, that might have
It
been.
was the
one I-
Forest Service that asked us to pull that one out. The other one is also a Skytop cattle guard. It's on Travis Creek. Just past those first group of houses before you go up to the big hill and Highland Meadows and all that. We've had issues with that one for many years of it breaking and bars getting broke out, creating holes in it. They have band-aided it back together many times. That thing's rotted, rusted, and fallen apart and needs to be replaced.
Can I offer him one of the Forest Service ones?
MBTs.
What's that? Are they MPTs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they were.
Well, we need to have a discussion with them, because every time I talk to them about it, maintaining or repairing their cattle guards, they keep saying it's our responsibility, which it's not.
It's the county's
And then they
responsibility.
throw back that they've done so much for the county that we should be obligated to help them out.
Boy,
And
right.
I've had numerous conversations with Brian and Tom both, and they do not like the answer of it's your cattle guard, you need to get it fixed. I'm working on some ideas with cattle guard policies, because I do have concerns with ranchers working on cattle guards on a county road, and if they're gonna be done to a certain quality or standard. But I'm not ready for that conversation yet. But these are two that we've had ongoing issues with. As kind of a recurring theme with some of their other ones as well. Anytime we do try to get them fixed, it's always an argument.
Okay, I'll call Brian and get his his thoughts on it. On them, I guess, and. If we can get them fixed or have them get them fixed, I guess.
Yeah.
Cause I know when Leonard was here, he talked to, his dad, I'm trying to think what his name is, but
Tom.
yeah. A lot about projects and land and everything else, and they work very well together, and he probably was the one that was like, okay, you know, we need to try to keep the peace or whatever, but, we really haven't talked to them, they needed anything from them for a while, but at the same time, we don't wanna break that relationship, so
Right.
I'll see what they say.
Okay.
If they're not using them, why don't we just take them out, you know? If
Well, the one on
doesn't-
Travis gets used. The problem is it's just in such bad disrepair that it's gonna be a catastrophic failure instead of these minor failures that we've been dealing with for the last 5-6+ years.
So do we have a cattle guard you would donate to them to get it
I
done?
could, but it's hard to donate to people that are fighting on stuff all the time. So I want to have that conversation of what's our path forward and are you going to stand behind what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, well, that would be an olive branch of it, you know, if you guys can do it, we got a cattle guard, if it wouldn't cost you much, come get the cattle guard and dig it out, put it in. Maybe that would smooth it over a little bit, so if you don't mind me offering.
Yeah, no, absolutely offer them one because I
Okay.
want them to replace.
Can I ask this, so it doesn't cause a problem? If you do it for one, you're gonna have to do it for all?
And we have done it for others that have
Okay.
worked with us.
Alright,
Because that was why we got these free ones from
Oh,
the
okay.
state. Was so that we have a lot of cattle guards that we don't know who owns them, or they were put in before the current landowners, they didn't know it was theirs. And so this is why we're trying to figure out a policy moving forward on
Yeah.
cattle guards. But we have helped out other ranchers or property owners with cattle guards if they were in a bad spot.
That's my question.
How many calls did you get on the cattle guard? Up by the highway?
About half a dozen. We went up there I knew that morning the state guys were out of service. They were down working in Elk Park or Galena Gulch, or not Galena, but Bernice area. So we ran up there with our equipment to try and fix it real quick, just temporary for them, and it had already broken off by the time we got
Oh,
there,
'cause it
right
was
after you called me.
Picking up like
Yeah.
The interstate.
one of the bars,
One
yeah.
on the interstate. It happens all the time. They start rusting, then somebody hits a bad spot and it pops out or it flips up. And so they ended up getting their mechanic up to fix it that afternoon or the next day, but that's their problem with those is they can't go fix it. They have to have the welders from Butte come out to do it. And they're running all over the county or all over the state to do that. So,
Yeah.
but
All right, I'll get a hold of Brian if I can, and those guys are hard to get a hold of.
yeah. Upper Holmes Gulch, just some conversation on that as well. I know, right, assume that you gentlemen have seen the emails from Mr. Waddell about the encroachments in the right of way, where the location of the right of way is, a path forward. This is getting to be where I think that, one, we're going way above and beyond the original agreement we had on the encroachment permit. It was never about rebuilding or relocating the road or anything. It was fixing some bumps. Second of all, if it is gonna get to the point where they want to do those kind of improvements and reroute it, I think there's gonna have to be a meeting held with residents and Mr. Waddell and you gentlemen and myself, and kind of have a discussion for a path forward, because now we're talking about a structure that's been there for quite a long time, needing to be moved. And I don't think that's gonna be very feasible.
I talked to him about that and I told him he needed to talk to Steve and then Steve would come to us and we could
And I've kind of told
deal
them the
with it
same
that way. I
thing.
said,
It's-
I said, I'm not gonna make that decision until
Yeah,
Steve knows what's going on. And I said, that wasn't what I think was said was gonna happen.
yeah. And I've kind of reiterated the same conversation to him, that it's getting to be beyond the point of my pay grade. So I need to give a Steve an update on that, but I just want to make sure I, reiterate with you gentlemen that he's going beyond the scope of what we had agreed upon on his encroachment permit. And I'm going to outline that to him in a response today, but just kind of put it on so you can tell, and where that road kind of angles up in the north there on the survey map from the property boundary on the right, it goes straight through to 90 instead of sweeping up to the right. Yeah.
kinda comes down through here or something.
Right.
According to the survey that I've seen, and it's an old one, from when I think Joe Schmaus filed an injunction against Donnelly. This,
That corner of that building is in the road.
this, and the propane tank are all in
Hmm.
the easement. But so is where they're traveling the road.
Just
At
the
least it
road's on
was-
the edge of the easement, huh?
The road is
Yeah.
at the north end of that easement.
Yeah,
And the cabin and the truck and the propane tank are all in the south part of it.
yeah. And I haven't done any other research on the other part of that, just because I'm not worried about it, but it does show a county easement along that property line coming off of Holmes goes to the north. But- So, that's more of just an update of where the conversations are at. I'll get with Steve and kind of give him an update.
Well, and that's, I'm sure he's gone till the middle of the month, so.
That's probably why it's not getting done, so.
I think a survey is gonna have to be done regardless if you want to
Yeah.
put anything up there.
Well, there's not a survey on the ground, but there is a recorded surveys,
Of
But
the,
it's certainly
of the
a-
road and the easement.
yeah,
Right.
from that lawsuit.
But a survey on the ground, I think, was it you telling me or Steve told me that,
Steve found the court case and basically what happened is the judge ordered them to. If they wanted to figure out where the road was, to do a survey and split the cost, and they didn't wanna do that, so the judge said, don't come back to me with an injunction, and denied.
yeah, okay.
And
So,
that's,
Schmelz
that's
found-
where it stands, there is no. I don't know what the survey was, but it is, it was surveyed years ago, but the judge ordered them to do a survey if they wanted to know where the road was.
Right,
And they didn't wanna pay for it, so they didn't, that's my understanding of it.
yeah, and I'm sure it'll get to that same point. If that discussion needs to occur, then it's gonna be somebody up
On
there.
them to figure out where it's at on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, we're not gonna pay to have a survey done on it,
Absolutely not.
so.
I can imagine he wanted to fix the road big enough to have her move anything there. That wasn't what you discussed with him. Is he gonna
No.
widen it out to 24 feet or what?
And
No.
it's your permit, he has to
Yeah.
understand that, you had to approve it, you had to inspect it.
And this is why we sent the letter outlining, that you saw that outlines, this is what's okay, anything beyond that is not okay. We've definitely gone outside the scope of that approval, so. I'm just gonna reiterate that to them, let them know Steve's out, and if they wanna prove where the road's supposed to be, they can get a survey to prove it.
In my understanding, all the property on Lewis and Clark, or the roads, I should say, on the Lewis and Clark side are private roads.
Not according to the surveys that he's got,
Really?
so
Unless
that,
he's got some kind of, do you remember that, Helen, that everything on that's why there's not a road through there, like a public road, because it stops at the border.
Yeah,
as
I
far as
remember some
public.
discussion,
so there,
but
I don't have the map in front of me, but so. According to the surveys, there's a road that, basically where Holmes goes turns up is. Connects to a private section, but there's still a county easement that runs through to an old Lewis and Clark easement. And that's where the roads, I think, that are being used are private,
Okay,
but there are still on survey and record county easements for those roads.
oh, gotcha.
So it's kind of a
And
cluster up there.
he told me that he had easements through all of that, which is not our deal, and I
Right.
told him that, I said, if you say you have easements, that's up to you, if you don't,
Well, and once he hits the county line, it's out of our hands anyway, so.
so.
I think Schmaus had to get approval from the Lewis and Clark side to use that as an egress, cause he didn't have access out the Lewis and Clark side without.
Like I said, I think that's because the portion they're using is private, but there are still recorded easements that aren't, there's no road on the ground.
Right, yeah, there's probably easements there somewhere, but the road's not in the right place or whatever, yeah.
Right,
So, not our issue when
Yeah.
it hits Lewis and Clark.
yep. Just a few other quick updates. So we did get at that VMS trailer, a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty neat, handy, user friendly. It's all tablet now instead of the big keyboards. So I talked with Doug this morning, and once Jesse gets back in mobile, we'll set up a day for me to get them out there and kind of just show them how to use it quickly. So if they do have them, it's available.
Remind me what it'd be.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Signs.
The
The
variable,
sign
messages
trailer,
on
the
okay.
variable message trailer.
Okay, now,
It's similar to the ones like you see out here on the interstate that MDT has. Ours is a smaller size. One of the really nice features that ours has that theirs doesn't is it's what they consider a full matrix. So the entire screen can be utilized instead of just the 3 lines. Your messages are still in 3 lines, but we can have various images, like roadwork signs, road closed signs, detour arrows, things of that can be displayed on there. You can make them flash, if you have an emergency, you can have an arrow with it flashing so people know what to move over. So something that we're gonna make available, and, for larger incidents in the area, we could offer, make it available as well if we have freeway closures long-term or something, but it's easier to get ours out there than just the state trailers most of the time. Talking with those gentlemen, and just blanked the name of someone else, about possibly looking at some other grants to get another one, on next budget cycle. So we'll keep working on that, but, Alex from Lewis and Clark County, they're working on some grants. They're gonna try and tie us into those grants for some signage as well. So he's gonna throw some numbers in there and just see how it all plays out. They're in the very early phases of it, but says if they can put us in, it might help both of us out, so. We've been talking a lot about the Boulder Dump Site Road. I went out there the other day and measured it out and got with Mike. Roughly to just do a chip seal on that is gonna be about $6,500 just in chips and oil. And that would be from the cattle garden gate up and around to their shack, the portion that's already chip sealed. There'd have to be some asphalt repair as well on that lower section right across the cattle guard. He's still kind of the opinion to just rip it out, go to gravel and mag it. I let him know about our conversation about potential chip seal in the budget this year.
do you mean 6,500 or 65,000?
6,500 just in the material. It's only 3/10 of a mile.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah, that's,
cause that seems really reasonable for,
no, that's like, it's 900 feet
right,
from their cattle guard up to the corner over to the shack. So
and
that's,
that's the worst part of the road from the second cattle guard, I'm assuming.
yeah,
the
up where their
is.
gate
Where
is,
the
because the
gate is.
lower portion is considered county road. It's not dump site.
Oh, the low, from the gate down is county
Down
road?
to Little Boulder to the gate is county road.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly, according to the list and records that we know are super accurate.
Is that millings in there or? that seems to
Yeah,
be
there
okay.
was some millings. There's a couple bad spots, but it's not, that's
Not
easier to
falling
fix.
apart,
Yeah.
right.
So 6,500, the difficulty is if we don't do chip seal somewhere else in the county, is trying to get a distributor out here for only 6 tons of oil.
Right.
Uh,
No, I think you're on the right track.
But I did mention to him that we might potentially be doing some chip seal, and if we do get to that point, Little Boulder is one that does need it as well. So if we do that, then I think we would look at fixing those bad spots and chip sealing it. Because then we'd get 5-7+ years out of that road without having to spray mag and keeping it in condition, and maybe by then we find other avenues to continue to chip seal. And then if not, if it fails in 5, 7, 8 years, we can tear it out at that point. But you're gonna be about the same cost of 5 years worth of mag versus 1 year worth of chip seal. So we'll kind of put it on the back burner until we see where we land with budgets and if we're gonna do chip seal or not.
Might have you figure out what we can do between the fairgrounds and the dump entrance. That section there is getting just like, I mean, it's like, I don't know why it's all falling apart.
It's always been rough.
It's always been rough
I can tell you why. You're not gonna like the answer to fix it.
because of the subgrade or.
Only way to fix that road is gonna be like every other road we have getting that way.
Like tear it down.
Tear it down and rebuild
it back up.
That's the only way to fix a rough road that's asphalt, chip seal. Anything like that, because if we go in and just try to overlay it, it's gonna follow those bumps.
Oh, okay.
So
So what if
it's-
you milled it off?
Well, that's what I'm saying, rebuild it. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
if you rented a mill and did like you did up Corbin there.
yeah,
milled it off,
that's the only way to fix that road is to
okay.
get
But
rid of
that's a
that chip seal.
possibility.
reshape the whole road like we did on Corbin.
Okay. All right,
It's a possibility if the money's there.
yeah, I mean, it's not bad, it's just bumpy.
Yeah.
No dust, no, yeah, it's not bad.
Built-in speed bumps.
Yep,
Yeah, that's true. If it was smooth, they'd
Or
be going
launchers.
90.
yep,
Those trucks just hammer that thing. Those trucks are heavy.
they are, and it sees a lot of traffic and a lot of trailers, you know, and it's just like every other chip seal road we have, though, it was made with not quality sub base. You know, you see 20 to 50 years worth of heavy traffic, it's gonna fail.
Can you put millings over what's out there now and make it work, or do you have to tear all that up and then put millings? I'm thinking future, if they ever decide to do something close here, to be able to,
But yes, I mean, I could, I'd have to basically consider that chip seal not there and still put a good 10 to 12 inches of millings over the top. Otherwise, and you still might see a few bumps in the worst spots. Millings aren't as bad as new asphalt, but asphalt is the worst. That when you pave over a surface that's not smooth, it's going to follow it.
it mirrors
It doesn't, you can't fill voids like you can with gravel and stuff
Right.
as easy. So, it could be done, but we'd have to look at, doing some work because it would narrow the road up just because of how steep the ditches already are. So we'd have to look at potentially bringing in material to build up the ditches or cutting and shaping things differently. And
well, we got roads that are a lot worse shape than that, so
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that at all.
I mean, if we did get to the point where we had millings, it might almost be worth more to just either bring in a machine and mill that so we can grade it out into a wider surface and put the millings down, or just take the dozer and grader out and rip it and haul the chip seal off so that we can widen that out, because it's already a fairly narrow road. And to be able to build it wide enough to have 12-foot lanes, it'd have to be widened out.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine as is right now for sure.
Depends on who you ask.
I've never had a complaint about that besides myself.
Well, I have,
Have you?
but I get a lot of complaints about
Yeah,
everything.
I'm sure you get a lot.
Couple that I didn't put on here real quick, I'll hit before the last item there. I don't know if I had updated or mentioned before, there was some confusion and discussion on the Comet to Wood Chute Road that connects from the town of Comet, cuts back up and over the top
Oh,
past
yeah.
Mount Thompson and back over to Wood Chute. And there was a gentleman that had bought some property there. There was concerns about the easement and the fence. I finally got, excuse me, word back from the BLM this morning that through their research, they have determined that that they do have a 40-foot easement, but they do agree that it is a county road that runs across that easement. So that was the information I had, and that's what I had told the gentleman that lives up there and the previous owner. So they'll have to get their fence moved back, but it's about 12-foot wide through there.
Well, great, I'm gonna get a phone call on that.
That you will.
I've already got 2 of them with cuss words and everything.
Oh, I've got them from people and the newspaper and. Yep,
So it's a county road and that BLM verified it's a county road on a BLM easement?
correct. And it is a 40-foot wide easement.
Perfect, okay.
And then, talking with Patty, who's their right away supervisor. We are gonna try and set up a meeting probably later this summer or early winter to discuss some other roads that we've had some concern of. That cross BLM, or there's been discussion back and forth if it's a county road or a BLM road. Just to try and consolidate our records and make sure we're both on the same page.
Sure.
So, speaking of cattle guards, we did fix the one up on McCarty Creek. Right there at the turn, a mile up from Upper Valley Road, that first cattle guard had gotten filled in, was starting to cave in from all the rains and waters, and they were getting cows out and having a lot of issues. And with the court case from the 90s of relocating that road, part of that was us maintaining that cattle guard. I didn't know about that until last week.
Oh,
But
nice.
talking with the rancher up there, it benefited both of us to relocate that cattle guard before it was kind of skewed off the corner of their fence. We just kind of rotated it down to where it was square with the road. And then they're gonna go in and redo their fence on both sides to tie it into the cattle guard, but
Where's that at again?
just right up here on McCarty Creek, that first cattle guard.
The McCauley's or.
Yeah. And I just wanted to hit real quick on the Mactors conference for next year is that March 28th or 9th through the 1st. I was getting ready to put in some room reservations. It is gonna be in Billings next year
Oh,
at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Pretty excited about that. I'm gonna talk with Jesse because a lot of other counties are now bringing their safety guys in so they can get a better understanding about what the road departments are dealing with. He's mentioned in the past that he would like to go. Mention it to commissioners if any would like to go. They can get all the rooms reserved at one time.
I might have an interest this time. It's a,
I may not be a commissioner.
oh, not that. Oh, yeah.
That's a conversation I want to have with you later too.
You can't commit, you never.
Yeah. And I can just get a couple extra rooms.
Yeah, you could have
canceled as well,
canceled,
so
I will probably go.
I'll just plan on getting a couple, 2 or 3 extra rooms just in
That's
case.
a ways out, but
Sounds good. And again, I sent you the reports. There's a work order and citizen request report for the last month, as well as the speed reports from Greenwood Trail. I tried sending one from, I had it up on Wicks Road for a few weeks, and for some reason the data was looking pretty skewed or just odd, like it wasn't, like I'll go back and try running that report again and look at it a little bit better. And if I can get it to work, I'll send that to you, but really not much of a speed issue. And there was definitely stuff at night. There were some 70 mile an hours in the evening and on Wicks, yeah. Not a lot of traffic, averaged about 60 to 70 cars a day.
Yeah, that's not much traffic there.
No.
Is that the area the gentleman the other day was saying, they got all that development and it's getting hammered on?
Yep. We just wanted to get some more current numbers, just so we had a better idea of what we were dealing with.
Have you messed around with your road guard, or not road guard, what's the chemical you're gonna try on the?
Parmesan? No,
Parmesan,
we haven't. I'm waiting for a response from their salesman, Mario. He had mentioned he might be up here this summer. So we're gonna try and coordinate to have him here when we do it, just to make sure we're doing it right.
Next year?
Oh, this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do plan on doing it this summer. I was talking with Dylan about it yesterday, so we're gonna start getting plans together to get it going regardless of whether or not Mario can make it up, but we want to try and get through some patching and some other critical work before we get into that.
Do you have an idea where you're gonna put it?
Yep. As we discussed last time, they're looking at probably the first half mile off of both McClellan Creek and Lund Gulch up north. And then Highway Road here in the Boulder area, and then Sheep Camp down in Whitehall. That'll give us 3 or 4 pretty diverse soil types, as well as different traffic areas, but all 4 of those are areas of high impact that probably are our biggest areas of concern in all 3 sections.
Yeah, that would be good. Jumped out there itself, vibrating. And you've got the results from Basin Creek speed signs and Blue Sky Heights coming my way, huh?
Mhm.
Okay. And you've got the sign sitting on Old Alhambra now. I told you the wrong
Yeah.
direction.
I got it moved yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. I wasn't thinking when. I knew what side of the road he was on. I was thinking that's the perfect place to put it, but going the wrong direction.
I think you see it going both directions as far as speed goes when we've been out there, but definitely coming off of that hill is where it's the worst.
Right. People zooming down that hill.
Yeah. I had a lot of concerned citizens when I was out there moving that yesterday, that it wasn't working because they weren't seeing numbers.
No, I get that. As soon as you
Just
put it
drive
out there.
faster.
Yeah, as soon as you put it out there, that's the first thing I get a call, your sign not working. I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
How you doing on Miss Pam up there in Ambush Ridge? What do you?
So I
what's your
emailed
plan
her
there?
back yesterday. I've reached out to that surveyor a couple times. It's been hard to lock him down on a date. So I've got names of a couple other options I'm reaching out to see if I can get somebody in there quicker. I've also got a letter sitting on my desk to go out to the gentleman that lives up on that steep driveway
Okay,
to see if we can set up a meeting to discuss some concerns on that, being the main concern of the issue of the damage. But
what does he need to do? Put some outlets on it before it gets down to the road?
there's lots of options, depending on what he wants to spend. I mean, you can put in some, like those rubber. I'm having a hard time with names and stuff today, but you'll see them a lot on Forest Service roads where it's a strip of rubber that runs across the road at an angle to help check the water speed. Stuff like that would help. Some ditches across his own or along his road would help a lot.
Try to get it off the road before it hits the county road.
Yeah, right now his entire driveway is washing out onto the road and then it's washing down the road. So if we can eliminate that problem, it would reduce or remove any issues we have below there. There is a lot of water that runs down that, but probably 80% of it's coming down that road, his driveway.
Okay. I don't see it on this.
It's right, that one that kind of cuts through the middle. Yeah, so that house
This
there,
one
that
here.
road, yeah.
It's not paved on this map. Huh?
It's not paved at all. It's just,
Oh, it's
yeah.
not paved?
no,
Oh, it's just a dirt road. Okay,
none of that's
so-
paved up there.
Oh, I thought there was a paved driveway up there.
No. If it was, it would really help.
The paved driveway? Yeah, I don't know.
If it was,
It'd make it worse.
no, it would, no, because the problem is it's bringing all the material from his driveway.
Oh, the dirt and stuff.
Washing all the
Okay.
material down from his driveway onto our road, and then it's washing all that material down our road.
Okay, I got you. All right.
And that's what's plugging up all the ditches.
It's that guy right there, huh?
Yeah.
Why we're not working, there we go. Benenson, can't read that.
Venison.
Venison, okay. Yeah, we can go up and talk to them, see if there's something we can do with that. I don't know if there's any slope either way, or does it just go straight down
It's
the hill?
pretty much a ditch.
Straight down, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a way to put a culvert or something to get it off to this side after it gets to the road, or? Or is that gonna make a bigger mess?
It's gonna get plugged anytime it rains.
Gotcha.
You'd have to put a 36 or a 40-inch culvert, and there's nowhere for that to go. There's no ditches on the other side of Ambush.
And just fill in a big old
Yeah.
delta on that guy's lawn down there.
And then there's a
probably.
lot of utilities in that road that make it difficult to put culverts across.
Gotcha.
So it's not a good situation. And the Great West plan was for us to put culverts and ditches along that road, but they also wanted to put a catch basin on that gentleman's property just to the right of your cursor,
In this area.
right where his trailer parking is. And
Oh.
we can't force a resident to put a catch basin on his property. And
Right.
so, yeah, there's just a lot of, there's so many variables on that road that make it a very difficult situation to fix.
All right. Well, let's get Pam taken care of, at least get that survey done ASAP, so.
Yeah, and the conversation we had up there, a month ago, when I left, I think she was pretty satisfied with where we were at with it. We discussed, where she wanted to pave. She was wanting to go out to the road. I explained to her that we can't have her do that because we're gonna come in with a grader and it's gonna catch and tear up. And so she's gonna have it done to where once things happen, if we were to put new culverts across her driveway, we wouldn't have to tear out asphalt. Once we get our end of the situation resolved, if there's a reason to bring that out any farther, then I told them we would take care of that. Put some millings or something, but that's where that culvert is, it shouldn't be paved past there anyways, because that's in the county right of way, and we don't want asphalt from into a gravel road.
Right.
So she's gonna square it off. She's doing some other work.
So she catches all the sand down there. Huh?
Yeah, everything. And then it's all flooding into her yard.
Yeah.
She's doing some work to fill that. Between those two driveways is a bit of a basin. So they're bringing in topsoil and material to fill that in. She's doing quite a bit of work on the yard up there. Yeah, it's just trying to get, and this has been an ongoing issue. You know, when I first started, Sean told me that at the end of the intersection with Ambush Ridge is a big culvert, and it all runs across, and they have to dig it out every year, and it's usually about a truckload of material they're hauling out of there.
In this culvert here.
No, on the other side of the road, because it
Okay.
washes down and then goes through that
Goes-
culvert
Yeah, you can see.
and across there, and so, yeah, they were pulling 10-12 yards of gravel out of there every other year.
Probably sand and all that decomposed granite or whatever is up there.
All the fines that was in the gravel that we put on the road.
Gotcha. Put it back on the road.
But a lot of times we did, blended it back in, but it's just, that's how much is washing down that road.
Yeah, that's some bad material up there.
So short of just reconstructing the whole road, you know, centering it better in the right of way, building giant ditches on both sides, big culverts, I mean, it'd be a major project, and that might be an avenue we have to look at.
Does the water cut the borrow pits? I mean, does it just cut it right down, feet down deep?
At least a foot or two.
Yeah.
No, we're constantly reshaping the ditch, and problem is that road is so skewed over to the one side of the right of way, but there's no room for any more of a ditch. Move the road over, so now we're getting into relocating the utilities and, you know, building bigger ditches, and the residents on the other side don't want us to do anything because that's. We put some culverts in across some of those driveways a long time ago, and they got mad about that. So
All right.
it might get to where we've got to. You know, the best thing would be to get the guy to fix his driveway and then rebuild that whole section to where it drains properly, but now we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Right.
so. Trying to find out an affordable solution that alleviates the problem is being a bit of a struggle.
It always is. Always is, always is. I don't think I have anything else, Mr. Chairman.
All right,
Oh,
myself,
come on, you're not trying hard enough.
yeah, enough right now, right?
Yeah, oh, and just so you're aware, I am out of the office next week, Wednesday and Thursday for sure. I'll be out of phone service from the 15th through the 19th. No, probably end up leaving early up the 14th just because I know how I am.
You're on the 14th.
Well, 15th for sure. Depending on how the day progresses, I'll probably leave early on that Tuesday. Finish getting loaded.
Okay.
Any concerns, Dylan's it? For contact, I mean, point of contact, Dylan.
Yeah.
Going fishing, camping, hunting,
Fish camp
fish camp?
every year, same
Nice.
weekend. They don't fish, but
Yeah,
there's no phone service.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Yeah, that's the one escape every year.
Go out and try and think if there's anything else going on. The new bulldozer's working okay?
Yeah, you get more time on it. Busy with everything else. Like, now that I have it, I keep seeing more and more projects I want to use it on.
What, how's solid waste doing with the driver? Is Leon still helping him out, or do you have him busy?
He hasn't been, and I talked to Mike this morning, yeah, we must have, I had a miscommunication or something, because he was helping us, and he hasn't been out there for the last couple weeks, and I don't need him in the immediate future, so. he's gonna call him and see if he can
Help
help
him
him
out.
out.
Yeah, I think Mike's been running.
Yeah.
How are things going down there with the two boys in terms of, work going on down there? So, okay.
We've had some illnesses recently, both of them off and on, so
Oh,
I've had Ryan jumping back and forth, helping out when he can.
You wanna be adjourned, Mr. Chair?
I would adjourn, we will be adjourned, thank you, sir.